Hello, it's me, and I am not in my little studio in Maui at the moment. I am visiting my kids in the Pacific Northwest. So I just thought I would take my chair outside wearing a jacket so different than my normal and just kind of sit out here in the beautiful day and think about what I want to talk to you about. Now, as you know, most of the time when I get on here and do some just musings and ramblings, they always touch upon creativity because I feel like that is sort of what I currently am defining my purpose in sharing my little universe with you guys is that I'd like to create sort of a little safe spot, a little haven, a little refuge in the midst of all of the things that always is going on in life, always are going on in life. We have health issues we're working through, relationship stuff, family things, work stuff, things in the world, sometimes horrific things, sometimes mildly inconvenient things, and sometimes all of those things at once. So even though I know that those are very important things to address, and we never want to minimize all of those important things to deal with, one thing that I can do is create a little space where we can come together and I can chat with you about stuff that can take your mind off of that for a little bit and refocus it on fun, on playful creativity, and on finding like the joy and excitement in your everyday life. That's a big goal, and obviously I'm only going to be able to do one small little bit of that, but I've thought about it a lot. Like, what's the point? What's the point of me, going online and sharing things? And many of you have gone through the years with me while I've done a lot of how-tos on creating with polymer clay and then epoxy clay and some other mixed medias, which remains something that I'm focused on and enjoy doing and will do, because it's lovely and it's a thing that I can do for others. Like, I love my own creativity, but I really do like helping other people access that creativity inside of us, because I feel like it's not just life affirming, it's essential. Don't you think? Because if we don't do regularly, I mean like daily, something creative, we stagnate, we become unhappy. It's just difficult to function, because this whole thing of childhood, teenagehood, adulting, for some reason, it is not just one happiness after the next, which baffles me, quite frankly. I feel like it kind of should be. All the elements are there for it to be, but it isn't always. So anything we can do along the way to help each other find a bit more joy, a bit more happiness, a bit more play, I think is valuable, and take away some of this tendency we have to argue and be frustrated and hurt each other and all that other garbage that we can kind of just be over with already. Do we have to keep doing that? I feel like let's be done with that. Let's just eat cake and snuggle and put our feet in the grass, which is what I'm doing right now. So here in the Eugene area in Oregon, and as you know, it rains frequently here. In Kihei, where I am in Hawaii and Maui, it doesn't really rain in Kihei very often. I mean, we get some rains, but it's not like it is here in the Pacific Northwest, where it's just constant. And there has been fairly recent rain and the morning dew, and I've just kicked my little flip-flops off and I've got my feet in this soft, almost spring grass. And you can kind of hear, we front a street there, so there's going to be some traffic noise that comes and goes. So the world is going on, it's business out there, but right now I've taken my shoes off and I've got my feet in the sand or grass or moss or rocks or whatever. And the reason I'm saying it like that is because I want you to think about, as often as you can, get your feet on the ground. I mean, there's a lot that's been said about grounding and how important that is and how that helps us just release a lot of this electrical static that builds up. And I think there's something to that. Many of you that have done that know that that has been a very relaxing and calming thing. But I just love it when I get my shoes off and I get my feet on this little grass. And the same when I'm in Maui in the sand. It just like instantly snaps me back to a feeling of childhood where we were barefoot often, or we were playing in the mud and the dirt, and we were connecting with our environment. And that's, of course, my generation. That's what we did. Younger kids, we've got a little backyard prowler there. Younger kids are not always today having the access that we did of my generation. And the other cat. It's fun to have them in this world. So they may not feel the same way as we do about it. And I'm not saying it's good, bad, or otherwise. I feel like it's good, but then that's because that's where I'm coming from. This connection to Earth is important to me. It connects me back to my childhood and a part of my life that was a big part that goes away as you get older. You wear shoes indoors all the time. What's that about? So, first Christy advice for the day, take it as you wish, is how often can you get your shoes off and stand in the snow or the mud or the grass or the whatever? Just see if that doesn't help your day feel a little bit better, right? And then, of course, the other thing is when you're outside putting your feet in the something, you are outside. And man, we don't get outside enough, right? Feel the sun on our face, even though it's not a sunny day today. The sun is up there somewhere behind those clouds, so we're getting some of that connection. And I'm here looking around. You can hear the bird sounds in between the car sounds, which are lovely. And I'm watching all of the new growth come because, you know, the spring is in the air and little flowers are popping up in the grass. I mean, it's just great to do this sometimes, right? And not everybody has access to this kind of thing, but there's parks and there's places. Just try to do it. I'm speaking to myself as well because even though I live a life with no set hours in a place where there is perfect weather and abundance of nature, the minute I walk out the door, I find myself trapped in my house a lot. Why? It's a mystery. So here's my Christy excitement advice for you for today is just get your shoes off and go outside and let your toes be in something alive and see if that does just perk up your inner child. And when your inner child is awake and playing, it's so much easier to be creative because creativity when we were kids was much closer than when we grow up. So let's get back there as much as we can because it's beneficial. All right. Have a great day. Have a nice toes day. Bye.